They cursed your name in daylight, now whisper it like prayer when no one's watching. My child, they mocked your purity. Now their joy rots from the inside. You wept in silence. Heaven heard. They laughed. Hell answered. Their mouth twisted your name. Now their blessings unravel syllable by syllable. You gave them love, they returned salt. Their soil grows nothing now. My child, they called you madness. But you were sacred fire. They cursed you boldly. Now shadow stalks their luck. Their curse didn't land. But it cost them everything. You were the light they envied, the sun they dared to insult. Their laughter aged quickly after your name stopped appearing in rooms. They spat on your grace. Now every blessing bypasses them. My child, they cursed your voice, and now no sound brings them peace. Your name still burns on their tongue, years after they buried it. They disrespected the divine in you, then wondered why their altars cracked. Every lie they whispered built the rope around their fortune. They touched your soul with filthy hands. Now can't hold anything sacred. You were too holy for their games, that's why they called you broken. My child, the curse was their envy. The price was their favor. They gave you exile. You gave them a silence that starves. They betrayed you for comfort. Now no comfort remains. Their luck walked out the moment you did. They offered curses like wine, now they're drunk on consequence. My child, they tried to poison your legacy, it fermented into gold. You said nothing. Now everything speaks for you. They forgot you. The universe remembered. You were their test. They mocked the answer. Their joy faded after yours left the room. The curse they cast circles back every year, stronger. My child, their name only dims when yours is mentioned. They never knew grace could grow from wounds, until yours bloomed. Their shade became their cage. They dressed your pain as failure. Now envy your strength. My child, they plotted under moonlight. Your name lit the sky. They called you storm, now beg the drought to end. Your name unlocks doors their hands can't find anymore. They cursed your name in haste. Now time won't favor them. My child, they carried your name like a weapon. It exploded in their chest. You became the prayer they regret ignoring. They hurt you and smiled. Their smile doesn't return now. They stole your peace. Their nights repay it. My child, they turned your softness into scandal. Now seek softness in strangers. Their betrayal bloomed your blessings. You said less. The heavens spoke more. They threw dirt on your name. Now live in dust. Their fortunes shrunk every time they retold the lie. My child, they cursed your light. Now live in dim places. They betrayed what the universe trusted them with, you. You gave purity. They gave poison. Only one remained eternal. Their envy aged into misfortune. If this touched your soul, don't scroll, like, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. My child, they burned bridges, but forgot you were the river. They mistook your silence for surrender. It was divine restraint. They laughed while you healed. Now healing runs from them. You left. Their blessings followed you out. They cursed what they feared in you, then feared what they cursed. My child, they clapped at your ruin, then stumbled into theirs. They walked tall on your name. Now crawl through broken doors. They tried to erase you. Now their memory screams your presence. Their luck left through the wound they gave you. You were there once in a lifetime, spit on like a mistake. My child, they blamed you for their own rot. They twisted your truth. Now their voice breaks when they lie. They called your pain dramatic. Now ache over shadows of you. You are divine and didn't even know it, neither did they. Their cruelty echoed. So did the curse tied to it. They used your trust as a weapon. Now trust avoids them. My child, they ignored you when you were light, now miss you in darkness. They made you feel small. Now even their ego shrinks. The curse wasn't yours, it came through them and stayed. Their blessings crumbled the moment they misused your love. You became the karma they feared most, silent, slow, holy. My child, they stepped on your heart. Now luck won't look at them. They cursed what they couldn't keep. You offered forever. They offered ego. Guess which one endured? They wrote you off. The stars rewrote everything. My child, your loss marked their decline. They thought your absence would feel like power. It feels like debt. They slandered your name. Now nothing sacred hears theirs. The same mouths that cursed you now pray for your forgiveness. Their fortune cracked on the day your light left their world. My child, they called you unworthy. Now crave unworthy things. They spit you out like venom. Now thirst for your grace. You gave them loyalty. They cursed themselves by losing it. Their shadow flickers where your name used to shine. Their lips shook when they realized they cursed something holy. My child, they feared your power and disguised it as weakness. They spoke your name as insult. Now it echoes as blessing. They asked the universe for miracles, then broke the one they got. Your scars built altars. Their lies built cages. They left you broken. Now fate breaks them gently, again and again. My child, their blessings skipped like stones after cursing your stillness. Their regret lingers in places you've forgotten. They whispered your name to destroy. The wind returned it louder. Their dreams cracked the night they tried to erase you. They cursed what they could never carry. My child, they wore your grace like costume. It burned their skin. They called your light too much. Now live in lack. Their betrayal echoed, now their silence haunts. You were the sanctuary they didn't know they needed. My child, your light wasn't fragile, it was sacred. They cursed your growth. Now nothing grows for them. Their jealousy dressed itself as concern. They wished your fall. Now live where no rise finds them. Your tears baptized the very curse they hurled. They mocked your pain. Now pain mocks them. My child, your silence outlasted their curses. They watched your ruin like theater. Now regret plays nightly. They lit candles for peace after dimming yours. Your wounds healed. Their damage just began. Their luck expired the day they misused your name. My child, they cursed a soul wrapped in heaven's thread. They lied, then lost themselves in the echo. You were divine interruption. They chose routine. They buried you in shame. You grew roots. Their laughter at your sorrow now tastes metallic. My child, their joy soured once your grace exited. They mocked what made you human, then begged to feel again. They cursed you with empty hearts. Yours stayed full. Your suffering shook the stars, they cursed a child of eternity. They held you loosely, now hold regret tighter. My child, even angels looked away when they spoke your name. They broke your name into stories, each one their undoing. They dismissed you. Now pray your absence doesn't turn permanent. They labeled you burden, then couldn't carry their own. They spat your name like venom, now they beg the stars that once danced when you whispered. Every curse they hurled returns as silence in their own prayers. Heaven kept the receipts. Each insult carved their fate while you bloomed beneath their ashes. My child, you were never cursed, only crowned in disguise. They hexed your spirit and now flinch at their own shadow. Their laughter burned you, but now their joy won't hold flame. You didn't fall. You were buried in envy and rose untouched. Your name still tastes like honey on tongues that meant to poison it. They mocked your storm, but now pray for rain and drought. Even the wind avoids their doorstep now, it remembers what they did to you. Your silence was prophecy, they mistook it for defeat. You walk untouched because heaven remembers who spat on your grace. My child, they asked God to break you, and he sent angels instead. Their friends toast to blessings, but only you were the answered prayer. The lies they spread still echo, but only in rooms without light. Every insult they whispered became the string that unraveled their peace. They cursed you in daylight and dream of you in darkness. My child, they betrayed love itself when they tried to dim your soul. You left quietly. Now every silence they enter feels like your revenge. They erased you in public, now tattoo your memory on their empty nights. They laughed while you wept. Now joy avoids them like plague. My child, they called you wicked, then trembled when grace defended you. Their curses decayed, yours became sacred ground. You're not forgotten. You're feared in silence by the ones who broke you. Even their blessings crumble when spoken beside your name. They rolled their eyes at your hope, now crawl through shadows for a spark. My child, they thought silence was your weakness. It was your resurrection. Their envy bloomed too late to look like love. The curse they spoke carved their own ruin. You were the blessing they prayed against, and now crave. They told the world lies, yet whisper your truths in dreams. They spit your name into dirt. Now even weeds reject their roots. My child, you were never exiled, you were hidden by the divine. They couldn't curse what they never understood. Your grace was too holy for the hands that touched it. They lit fires to watch you burn. You became the flame keeper. Their mocking built your wings. My child, you bled honor, they tasted rust. They broke your heart. It became a compass. They carved shame into your name, now worship what they wounded. They named you ghost, but tremble when you're near. Even the angels recoiled from their prayers about you. My child, their spell dissolved the moment you forgave them. They smirked when you shattered. Now search for pieces in everyone else. Your pain cursed them in a language only fate could hear. They laughed with wine-stained teeth, now drink salt through trembling lips. They exiled you to silence, but even silence sings your return. Their words aged like spoiled wine, yours became sacred scripture. They cast you out. Now the stars line their regrets in your name. If this touched your soul, don't scroll, like, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe for more. My child, the ones who cursed you now fear your name whispered in mercy. They poured poison into your cup. You turned it into rain. They speak of karma, never realizing it sleeps beneath your silence. You gave them love, they returned it black. Now their light flickers for scraps. My child, the ones who mocked your tears now drown in dry laughter. They named you bitter. It was the aftertaste of your truth. The harm they sent found only them on the way back. They stole your light, then cursed the darkness. Their whispers become warnings in rooms that used to laugh at you. My child, you glowed too loudly for their dim ambitions. They snatched your kindness, now beg for crumbs from cruel hands. The love they mocked is now their only haunting. They dragged your name through storms, then prayed for shelter. Your grace was fire. They called it destruction. My child, they bruised your name, but it bled gold. Their jokes fell silent when your name echoed in higher places. They erased your name from stories, but not from hearts. You forgave them, and that's when their real punishment began. My child, your absence speaks louder than their loudest curses. The names they gave you age like rot. Yours stays evergreen. They mistook your softness for surrender. It was sanctity. They cursed your peace, then lost their own. My child, their curses cracked. Yours bloomed from the same dust. They shook your foundation and revealed your throne. Your silence echoes louder than their shouts ever did. They lost you, and everything stopped being lucky. They laughed behind your back, then turned to see you leading. They mocked your dreams, now sleep without any. My child, they wrote you off, and became their own unfinished chapter. Their betrayal made space for your wings. They told lies to forget you, but the truth tattooed itself deeper. The curse they placed lingers, around them, not you. They watched you fall, but never saw the roots grow underground. My child, their luck died the day they dishonored love. They called your grief weakness, but now ache without cause. They mistook your healing for arrogance. It was ascension. You were their divine test, and they failed loudly. They hated your light because it exposed their shadows. My child, the more they cursed, you became holy. They painted you villain, then missed your mercy. They left you in ashes. You left them in awe. They mocked your depth, then drowned in shallow waters. They threw your name into wind. Now it whispers through every crack in their heart. My child, even heaven rewrote your name in gold. They watched you bleed, and now dream in red. Their curse became your blessing the moment you walked away. They betrayed your love, now fear love itself. You forgave too much. That's why karma had to finish the work. My child, you were punished for shining, now they squint in your shadow. Their fate phrase every time your name is spoken with grace. They took your light, and now live in dusk. Their cruelty was borrowed. Their consequences are permanent. They named you storm, never knowing you were the sea. My child, they mocked your journey, then prayed for your path. They betrayed a soul anointed, and now walk cursed. You were the miracle they weren't prepared to love. They broke your trust, now trust breaks them. Their mockery echoed louder in the halls of karma. They rolled dice on your name, now gamble their sleep. My child, they prayed for success, then choked on envy. They spoke your name in hate, and now it haunts their peace. Your silence echoes like scripture in their empty joy. They tried to break your soul. It healed in sharper shapes. My child, your exile became your exaltation. They touched your grace with unclean hands. Now nothing blesses them. Their curse was a mirror, what they sent, they became. They left. But now feel you in every mirror. You were never the wound, you were the holy fire that revealed theirs. They belittled your love. Now starve in hollow praise. My child, their luck wilted the day they named you unworthy.